good evening, and welcome to the Sisters Sanditon. Tonight on the docket, Jane Austen's Bad Boys. You know you love them, you can't resist them, and tonight we're breaking it all down for you.
I like it.
You ready for this?
Yes, I'm quite ready.
Alright, well, tonight we are going to talk about the bad boys of Austen, and we're going to start with Captain Wentworth.
Yes, now, a lot of Jane Austen's heroes have these reputations of being rude or
Proud.
mean, proud, a lot of negative qualities or character traits. But in the end, we see
They come around.
They're not quite as bad as we thought.
Yes,
Right, they
but
have
we
good
do
hearts.
want to talk about the fact that a lot of people have been giving Sidney,
Yes.
our dear Sidney from Sanditon,
Yes.
a lot of grief
Yes.
for being a rake.
Yes. They say he mistreated Charlotte, he threw her over, and he was rude to her, he told her off.
And yes, what we want to show tonight is that a lot of Jane Austen's boys are bad boys,
Yes.
much like Sidney.
Yes. Okay, so you said Captain
Yes,
Wentworth.
Captain
I've
Wentworth.
made a few notes
All right?
from my mind about these
Yes.
gentlemen here.
You are the expert, dear.
Well, I wouldn't presume to call myself. Sorry.
We've been watching too
It's
much
a different
Emma.
review. It's a different review. All right. Captain Wentworth. Now, here's what I have about him. He flirted, and he paid so much attention to Louisa Musgrove. Remember the little Louisa Musgrove?
Yes.
That everyone thought they were going to be engaged, that they thought that engagement would be announced any day.
That it was imminent.
Right, that it was imminent.
Yes.
And they were all shocked when when she fell in line. She was flirting with Captain Wentworth,
Yes,
jumping into
I
his
remember.
arms.
Uh-huh.
She jumped into his arms, she fell, right?
Yes.
She had a head injury.
Yes.
And she was holed up with Captain Benwick.
Right.
She fell for him then.
Exactly.
All the poetry. And
And
they
left
became
Wentworth
engaged.
high and dry.
And everyone said, oh, Wentworth is left high and dry. We thought they were nearly engaged. This is shocking.
Yes.
Well, Wentworth was not shocked at all because he never even liked Louisa Musgrove.
Yes.
He was not going to go after her. He was always faithful to Anne in
Yes.
his own heart, even
Yes.
though he mistreated her. Don't you remember the line where they're saying, oh, we were talking, after he met Anne again, he saw her again for the
Yes.
first time, and she said, oh, Anne, he was not very gallant towards you. And Anne was like, what? And he said you were so altered that he would not have known you.
Well, that's a nice thing to say about your future wife.
Yes.
I mean, how would you like that if your boyfriend said that about you before
After
you...
10 years, oh, she was so
Yeah.
altered, I wouldn't have known her. Gee, thanks.
I mean, you call that a gentleman?
No. Like she said, not very gallant.
No.
No,
I agree.
And, like I said, the main thing was that he really flirted it up with Louisa Musgrove, and everyone thought they
That's
were
another
going
thing,
to
right?
engage,
So
right?
how does that make Anne feel as he's flirting it up
Yes.
with another woman?
And then when they meet
She felt like number two, of course,
Of
right?
course,
How
yes.
would you like to be second choice?
Yes, to a much younger woman at that. Louisa was very young.
So as you see, he started off with some not
Yes.
very likable
Yes.
characteristics.
And even when she goes to Bath, and he comes to Bath, which we find out later really was for their for the express design in seeing her.
Yes.
But at the time, she's practically throwing herself at him to try to see, does he love me? Does he not?
Yes.
Like, what's going on? And she's kind of like, but Captain, don't you want to stay and hear the music? And he's like, there's
Yes.
nothing here for me because he thinks that she's with the other guy. So he just
Yes.
like rakes her over the coals again. He's like, no, there's nothing here that would get me to stay.
Right.
And he leaves and runs out on her,
Yes.
he didn't treat her very well.
No, but of course by the end, as with all of our Jane Austen tales, all is forgiven.
Yes.
Correct?
Well, and yes, because we remember, she's the one who threw him over to begin with because she was
And
persuaded
he is a good
not
man
to marry
at
him.
heart.
Yes, and he
right?
has stayed
And a
faithful to her for
gentleman.
10 years.
Yes.
Of course, he was at
Yes.
sea, so he didn't really have any competition.
Well, and by
That's beside the point.
By the end, he seems in love with her, and they're
Yes.
happy, and that's all that matters.
Yes, and we know the proposal letter that he writes to her, I'm half agony, half hope. I'm waiting to hear, what you will say. And it's not true that the man doesn't stay
He
faithful.
won her right there. That's like you had me at hello.
He didn't have to say sorry. He didn't have to come crawling back or beg her forgiveness for flirting it up.
So once again, he
Yes.
is redeemed
All
at
right.
the end, right?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
let's move on.
Mr. Knightley, who we've just been
Oh,
talking about.
Dear Mr.
And
Knightley. Are you going to say something bad about poor Mr. Knightley?
Well, let us recall how everyone, like you said, was giving Sidney a hard time for shouting and yelling at Charlotte and telling her off, so to speak, and telling her what
Yes.
she's done wrong,
Yes.
pointing out all of her faults, lecturing her
In front of others?
in front of others, nonetheless.
What
All
does
right.
Knightley do?
The same exact
same
thing. Now, Mr. Knightley was always pushing the boundaries as to how much he could tell Emma about her behaviour, what was wrong and all that. And that was badly done.
Yes.
Better be without sense
Made her cry.
Yes.
Just like Sidney.
Yes. Better be without sense than misapply it as you do. I mean,
yes, he's tough on her.
Very hard on her. Very hard.
But
we know it comes from a place of love.
Yes, and we still love him for it. We don't write him off as a rake or a cad or who would ever marry him, right? Mm-hmm. We absolutely adore Mr. Knightley.
Yes. Oh, that's the other one. Let us be without sense than misapply it as you do. Oh,
yes.
Did I already say that?
I said it.
I did. All right. And he even says, I even say, sorry.
Yes.
There's an age difference here. Of 16, does he say 16 or 17 years?
Yes.
I was nearly 17 when you were born. The age difference, for people that were complaining that Sidney seemed too old for Charlotte or was too old.
Yes.
That was a pretty big age difference. 16 or 17 years, everyone.
But we're ready to overlook it. We want them to be together, right?
Of course.
And how does he make amends? What is the beautiful line he says at the end?
I don't know. Which one are you thinking?
You have borne it all, right?
Yes,
and
yes.
I
have lectured you and you have borne it as no other woman in England could have borne it.
And there you have it.
Yes. And she comes to the proposal thinking that she is not worthy of him.
Yes. Yes. So another bad boy, right?
Yes. Who reforms to tell her, I love you so much, I've lectured you. And
and you've borne it all, and they're happily ever after. Yes. Of course. All right, who's next?
All right, next, Mr. Darcy.
Oh, Mr. Darcy. The bad boy, amongst bad boys.
Even though he seems to be everyone's favourite. By far.
Yes.
Mr. Darcy's everyone's favourite.
Mr. Darcy, he's rude as all get out.
Oh my goodness,
you couldn't be ruder. Eliza, right?
Let's go through the gamut.
Give it to us.
Behind her back, which she overhears, he says she's not pretty enough for him. She's been slighted by other men, so he won't dance with her. Not pretty enough to tempt him to dance.
I've never dated anyone that ever said that about me. I've never looked at them twice.
Whatever that means.
Yes.
And then he says to her face, as he's proposing nonetheless, tells her family's inferior, her mother and sisters are comedy, and, what else does he say? Mother's an embarrassment, right? He has struggled in vain with his feelings, but it will not do. He's got to propose to her, even though he's struggled and fought against it.
Yes. So there you go. You're ugly. Your family sucks. Judgment. And, you're beneath me, basically.
Yes.
But do you want to marry me?
Did he ever apologize? No. She went to Pemberley and she was a goner.
Now that's a bad boy if I ever saw a
She saw his estate and said, I could be mistress of this. I'll take him. And she saw him come up in the white shirt.
Yes.
The white shirt after he's been swimming in the pond.
Yes, that sealed the deal.
The white t-shirt contest was no contest. He won. Yes.
So there you have it, though. There's another one, right?
Another one.
It's a bad boy, but by the end, are we remembering any of that badness? No. All we can think about is the heavenly and glorious
and how he's redeemed himself by paying Wickham off to marry his sister,
and showing
that he is caring and generous and loving
and cares
giving.
about her and would do anything for her. And that's all one can ask, right?
Yes.
All right, who's next?
And they don't have to see her family. They'll be sequestered in Pemberley.
Yes.
They'll just, when they knock, they say, no one's home.
Yes.
All right.
Edward Ferrars.
Edward Ferrars.
Give us
from
the lowdown.
Sense and Sensibility.
Yes.
What a cad this man was. I'm sorry, but I rewatched Sense and Sensibility again very recently, and shame on him. Let me remind you all if you haven't seen it recently. Yes. Now, Edward Ferrars was secretly engaged to Miss Lucy Steele for those, 7 or 8 years?
Yes.
All right. He comes to Norland and meets Miss Eleanor Dashwood.
Right. And instead of saying right off the bat that he's engaged...
Well, it was a secret.
Well, you don't go around flirting it up with some woman if you're engaged, now do you?
No. So, instead of telling her that he was engaged, he made all of these advances towards her, which made
everyone think that
he was, which is why his sister sent him away.
Yep.
And sent them away, tried to send everybody away. He flirted it up with her every day, walking together, talking together, she was in love with him.
Right. Talk about clearly, a cad,
he was in love with her. Let's be honest, he was.
Yes,
he fell in love with her, even though he was engaged to someone else.
Even though he was engaged to someone
else. Even though he was.
So he basically cheated on Miss Lucy Steele.
Poor Miss Steele.
You ever think about it that way? He cheated on her.
Yes. And did he apologize?
Not physically,
maybe he did,
but he cheated on her mentally, which they say is the same thing. Just as bad.
Yes. So, and he gives her that little book it's your friend. What am I supposed to do with it? Of course she keeps it next to her heart. She loves him. But anyway.
And then the only reason he does come back is because she throws him over for the brother.
I was going to say. Even after Lucy and, she comes back, the engagement is made to he was going to marry her. He was going to be true to her and honour his engagement.
And give up the woman that
he loves.
And leave her miserable.
Yes, for his honour, which he's already broken as far as I'm concerned, by falling in love with someone else. And like you said, the only reason they weren't married was because Lucy Steele threw him over because she wanted the money that her brother was going to inherit.
But we forgave him when he came crawling back. So there you have it. Bad boy number 4. Who else have you got for us?
All right, Mr. Tilney. I don't have too much on Mr. Tilney. He's a little bit of an enigma. But he did berate Catherine over and over again for her crazy notions.
Her foolish ideals.
She was a little bit kooky at the time. She was reading those gothic novels and imagining all kinds of crazy, terrible things happening.
Once again, yelling at her, right?
Telling her, how could you think this? You think that my father killed my mother? And all this stuff. He was yelling at her.
Yes.
He told her off a little bit.
Yes.
But he was quite the gentleman in the end, and he broke with his father and said, I don't care for your money, I'm going to be with Charlotte. And,
right. And I mean,
Catherine, excuse me, Charlotte, Miss Catherine Morland.
She did, she saw some things that were strange.
Yes.
And so, she came to some conclusions, but there were some strange things.
Yes. And
so for him to just yell at her like that.
Right. Well, he did admit my father is not a nice guy.
Yes.
He did basically say, yes, he's a jerk. Look, he kept the his sister, Miss Tilney, apart from the man she loved, and he welcomed Miss Catherine Morland in with open arms because he thought she was an heiress. As soon as he found out she was not an heiress, he threw her out of doors in the middle of the night, remember?
Right.
And she had to take
the father's a bad boy, a real bad boy.
Yes.
But yes, of course, once again, he comes around at the end.
Yes.
He's sweet, he's loving,
he's sweet and
loving.
loving.
Right, so there you have it.
He wasn't quite as bad.
Yes. Well, who have we got next then?
All right, next, let's go to Mr. Edmund Bertram.
Oh,
from Mansfield Park.
Let's.
He was going to be a clergyman. A clergyman. A man of the cloth.
A man of the cloth.
Yes, a man of the cloth.
Now I got to look at...
Yes.
What's his name?
The Miss, oh goodness, what is her name?
What
Crawford.
Is her name? Yes.
Miss Crawford.
Got one look at him. Threw the Bible over his shoulder.
Yes. She made fun of him for being a clergyman. She made fun of the clergy. And he's like, well, I'm to take the cloth. She's like, what? Why would you do that? And he's like,
yes.
Because I care about it.
Yes.
I want to be
and
a
instead of seeing her for her true colours right then and there, right? Like, this woman's probably not the one for me.
Yes, continued to go for her because he was, he's flattered by her...
Infatuated.
Infatuated.
Yes.
Exactly, he was infatuated. And then when her brother and his brother decide to put on the play, that very racy, very inappropriate play, that poor Fanny Price, who was in love with her cousin, is the only one to say, I don't think my uncle
inappropriate.
Would do this. Yes.
And he doesn't see her for the moral, wonderful woman that she is, right?
At first, he's like, oh yes, this is not good. And then he's like, I won't have any part in it. And then the person who's supposed to play his part gets knocked out or whatever. He doesn't play.
Yeah.
Can't play it. And he says, well, I need someone. Who am I going to make love to? And he goes, I better do it. We can't have her doing it with a stranger. So he takes the role over.
Very wishy-washy.
Takes the role over for himself. Yes. And so, he's there practicing with her. Oh, Fanny. And then he convinces poor Fanny to join because they need another person.
Yes.
And poor thing, even against her moral, convictions, has to join into the play.
Moral compass.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, he's quite. I was very upset at him.
Yes.
Anyway,
a very, very bad boy in my opinion.
Yes.
But how does he redeem himself?
Well, I think. Don't forget, I think he tried to get Fanny to marry Mr. Crawford too. The brother.
Yes.
Even
he
though
tried to push her onto that can.
Until he runs away with the married woman, his sister.
He's just finally, all over the place. He's a real fool. That guy.
Yes, he was. He finally, sees the light.
Yeah, he sees the light, and of course we want them to be together again.
It was you I loved all along.
Yes, my dear sweet Fanny.
Blah blah.
So there you have it. Another bad boy. Well, now
who's next?
I think now, my dear, we shall talk about our most luscious bad boy of all,
Mr. Sidney Parker, who can do no wrong in my book.
No, bad boy in my eye.
Well,
now, listen.
Yes,
we'd
like to preface this by saying, we'd like to preface this discussion about Sidney by saying that he is not as much of a bad boy as Mr. Andrew Davies has painted him. Now, let's remember, Jane Austen did not write this whole story. She set it up. But she did not say that Sidney frequented the brothels. That was Andrew Davies' invention.
Have you ladies thought about that?
Yes.
Miss Austen did not write that any of her heroes visited brothels.
No.
And so I highly doubt...
Or were unscrupulous in that kind of way.
In loose morals like that.
Yes, exactly.
They may have been jerks and told women off and been wishy-washy.
Yes,
but
their high moral conduct prevented them from doing anything else as gentlemen, I think.
Yes.
True gentlemen.
That was Andrew Davies, all him. That was his take on it, and that's fine.
And we love Andrew Davies.
Yes. We love Sanditon.
And
we are the biggest Sanditon fans.
Yes.
But just remember that he's not as bad as we thought.
Yes.
Because at first you look and you think, he's the baddest of all the bad boys.
Yes,
right?
The brothel,
smoking, drinking, the brothels.
Carousing.
The brothels was the final straw. But then, like you said,
Yes.
we remembered, wait a minute.
Yes.
Now, the rudeness, the telling off, that's Austen.
Yes,
right?
that's Austen. I mean, she didn't write it,
but that
it is like Austen. Yes, as you
like
can
her.
see from all the other examples here.
Yes.
She was very big into the men telling off the women.
Yes.
I don't know.
She was. She was very big on that.
But the women all got their comeuppance.
Yes.
They got what they wanted in the end.
And there you have it, right?
Yes.
Jane Austen's heroes,
No.
while they may have been less than perfect at the beginning of the novels,
Yes.
they always come round
Yes.
in the end, right, to be the perfect gentleman.
Yes, and to be the ideal of every woman, whether you say it, whether you can admit it or not, ladies.
Yes, who doesn't want their Mr. Darcy?
Or Mr. Parker.
Yes.
Where's his picture? Yes, yes. Now,
well,
so we hope you have enjoyed this segment of the Sisters Sanditon.
Yes.
And please subscribe,
like, comment, tweet,
share our videos.
Yes,
please.
Yes.
And we're so happy that you've joined us once again, and we hope
that you
will join us.
enjoyed learning a little bit about the bad boys of Austen.
Yes,
Right?
and that you will join us again for our next video.
Yes. See you soon.
Bye.
Bad
Bad boys, bad boys, bad boys.
Ooh, that's even
what
better.
you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys. Bad boys. Can we play the Bad Boys music? No. Copyright
Yes.
and all that rot. But we can sing it.
Yes. What are the lyrics?
I
All
don't
I know
know.
is bad boys.
I don't know.
Maybe that's all the lyrics there are.
Maybe that's all.
Yes.
I don't know. I
Bad
do love a
boys,
bad
bad
boy, don't
boys.
you? What you gonna do? I do love a good bad boy.
Oh, yes, who doesn't? Sidney, dear.
Yes.
He could be my bad boy anytime.
Yes. Oh dear. he had many vices. The smoking,
Yes.
the drinking, but he stopped the smoking towards the end.
That's right, he did. He
Yes.
did. So he got better.
Or the naked sea bathing was not a vice. I see that. I
You
see
see
that
that
as
as
an
an attribute, do you?
attribute. And what an attribute.
Oh.
If you know what I mean, ladies from the UK. You've seen it.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Now we've lost our moral compass again, dear.
Oh dear.
Speaking of moral compasses.
Sorry.
Oh,
Something
we always sink to the lowest.
Something comes over me when I talk about Sidney. It's Theo James. I blame him.
Oh, I
He's
can't
got some
help
sort of
it.
hold on me.
Yes, yes. One of our lovely viewers told me that I was very naughty, and she's right, and I don't know what to say to
Yes,
myself.
you're very naughty.
I have no excuse, except for that Sidney brings it out of me. I don't know.
Oh, isn't it lovely?
Yummy. What's that other song? We could sing that.
What?
'Cause you got that yummy, yummy, yummy.
I don't know this one.
Oh my lord, girl.
I don't
What
listen to
planet
anything
are
but
you from?
children's songs.
Justin Bieber, my dear.
Oh dear.
Goodness gracious, this quarantine is getting to you. How long has it been since you've turned on the TV or radio, dear?
Like I said, I only listened to children's songs and Peter Pan for the last 4 years.
Oh,
See?
my goodness, no. Come
Musical
on,
Matilda.
let's find something we can both agree on, right? How about, Free Fallin'? What does he say?
And
I'm a bad boy, 'cause I don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart.